I'm Enrique Tabone, and I'll be talking about documenting data about women artists in the University of Salford art collection. A simple way to define digital curation. It is a process for adding value to data. With this data, new opportunities are created for use, possibly through new research. Digital curation involves understanding data and exploring the possibilities for preserving that data. For this project, I used these three Wikimedia services: Wikidata, Wikimedia Commons, and Wikipedia. For this particular project, I have been focusing on women artists in the University of Salford art collection. To understand the collection better, I started by analyzing data through lists of all the works of art in the collection. I then created an Excel spreadsheet to organize this data and enable further analysis. I should point out that I chose not to contact artists to collect missing information, but instead perform basic data archaeology, unearthing what is already out there on the internet. For this project to continue growing, this work has to develop in direct collaboration with the collection curators, who can eventually contact individual artists to obtain missing information. To enable each Wikidata record about individual artists to include a statement about the fact that their work is in the University of Salford art collection, a Wikidata entry for the collection itself needed to be created first. Data entries include location, owned by the University of Salford, which is also in the University of Salford Wikidata. Taking this work forward required attention to Wikidata entries for individual artists. Once all the women artists in the University of Salford art collection had individual Wikidata records, they could also be collectively represented by a new list of identifiers. This also enabled the creation of a list of artists who are linked to the University of Salford art collection. We can see this through the What Links Here function on the Wikidata website. If we click on one of the artists from the list, for example, let's say Elizabeth Frink, we can also see her data entry and also her QID. I also updated the photo, which was also already available in Wikicommons. I also created a Wikidata item about one of her works, the Shearwater. Wikidata items are made up of statements. These contain significant metadata. Metadata enables the description, use, findability, and management of content and information. It is therefore important to ensure that the key information is available to enable further integration into data analysis of the art collection. Here we can also see her inventory number, which is connected to the University of Salford art collection. Once a substantial amount of data has been organized through Wikidata, it is possible to tabulate the information to queries on the database. This involves basic data science techniques of filtering correlating data. In the case of Wikidata, this is performed through a process that involves Sparkle commands, which derive data from the database. This is the powerful way to extract knowledge from Wikidata, beyond the simple searches for specific records such as those for an individual artist, a unique work of art, or a specific art collection. By having dates associated with the query, Wikidata's query service can render these results as a table or interactive timeline. The same query for the women in the collection who have a data entry for the place of birth can be visualized as a map. As you can see it is very effective and interactive. Easy zoom in and out, while showing you with red dots where the artists whose work in the collection are from. Also, when clicking on the red dot, it tells you the name of the artist and other information. Things get even more interesting when you see the links with several institutions or art collections sharing their collection data. If that data is in Wikidata, users can see which work are collected by the specific museums, and even determine a specific date range. As with so much on Wikidata, there is great potential to reveal new insights about collections, the creators whose work are represented in them. When art collections contribute to one of the world's largest linked data repositories, we can all learn more about the specific collection. These queries can also be combined with other visualization tools. I have selected to use such a visualization tool from Histropedia. This works best for records that include images. It also highlights gaps in the image holding associated with specific records. I can demonstrate it here by showing specific timelines associated with the collection, such as the date of birth of women artists in the collection, while color coding them according to the place of birth. This tool provides interactivity with zooming possibilities, showing always the artist in front as the artist for which there is the largest amount of data represented in the database. This can also show gaps in the timeline depending on the available data about the collection. The use of such images depends on the availability for such images to be made available under the required CC by SA within the Wikimedia Commons. The Histopedia tool can also be used to see timelines of acquisition of works by women artists in the collection. In conclusion, through the work I have conducted on this project, I have aimed to show how use of Wikidata can help art collection managers keep track of their collections. Specifically, I have shown a method to create better awareness of women artists in the University of Salford art collection, identify gaps to support acquisitions of significant works by women artists, increase visibility of women artists in the University of Salford art collection, potentially address the gender gap in the University of Salford art collection. Analysis of this data enables collection managers to get a fuller picture and enables them to work towards specific goals within their collection, such as achieving gender balance or addressing historical gaps. Aside from this digital curation work I have outlined here today, I am also interested in exploring the possibilities of how this type of data can be applied to a creative project using digital curation skills and data visualization tools to make art.